Hi, I'm Charles and this is Jeffrey, and today we're going to talk about women in sport. And the sport I'm going to use is tennis. I'm also going to include how race plays a part in the creation of these stereotypes. Thanks. So, the reason that I have chosen tennis is because it was used as a vehicle for emancipation of women during the 18th century. It was one of the first sports that women were allowed to partake in because it was seen as easier, less physically demanding, which brings me on to my first myth. So, the first myth is that women were seen as inferior to men, both in intelligence and speed and strength. This meant men would outcompete women in the sporting arena, and men would discriminate against women in almost every way humanly possible. An example of where they were discriminated highly against is in the sporting arena when playing tennis, as they were made to wear large dresses, corsets, basically clothing that wouldn't allow any skin to be covered up because they had to fit this ladylike persona. And this meant that women would often faint while playing tennis, and hence men thinking that they were superior to women because men were allowed to wear shorts and a t-shirt. The second myth is just ridiculous, and that was that sport made women infertile. So I've chosen to talk about the angry black woman stereotype, and I'm going to talk about Serena Williams here, as in 2018 in September she was labelled as the angry black woman. This is a stereotype that's been used for years and years and years and dates back to when racism was about with the slave trade. This stereotype is disgusting as it's basically saying that black women are loud, sassy, rude, and obnoxious. Due to the events that happened in that match with Serena Williams, every single one of us in that position would have reacted in the same way. But if it was a white male who had carried off in the same way, he would have been labelled. It had been labelled as a sign of masculinity. Had it been a white woman that had gone off in the same way, it would have been a clarion call. Due to her being a black woman, she was labelled with the stereotype as the angry black woman. A quote from the BBC was published from Robin Boileron, who is a university professor in the University of Alabama. She said that it is impossible for black women not to be angry due to the years and years of oppression and discrimination that has been pointed in their general direction. However, it's not just black women, it's women in general. So, women in the media receive a disproportionate amount of media coverage, and when they do receive the coverage, they are often sexualized, they're compared to men, they are looked upon as sex objects, and they're often talked about in a quite sarcastic manner. Here are two examples from magazine covers to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So in this photograph, Andy Murray looks very professional. He's focused on his athletic ability. He's focused on his professionalism and his what Serena got. So in this photograph, Serena is barely wearing any clothes and she's been sexualized. It doesn't focus on her athletic ability. It doesn't look very professional, and it could almost be taken as sarcastic. The words that use like queen. This is all down to the simple fact of life that men control the media, put forward by Duncan in 1990. Women have a lot less power and opportunity to change the male dominated ideologies of women in the media. To conclude, gender in the media has still got a very, very long way to go. And also, race, how it's portrayed in the media, has still got a long way to go. But The problem is slowly getting resolved, but things aren't happening maybe as quick as they should be. But change is definitely occurring. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Look after yourself.